Before the wedding ring ever touches your hand, it must first touch your imagination. You don't wait for love to show up. You summon it by becoming the very person who already has it. The moment you live as if the bond already exists, the universe begins rearranging itself to deliver it. There is a secret that most people never discover. You don't attract what you chase. You attract what you embody. When it comes to marriage, many people are busy waiting for the right person, wishing for the perfect proposal, or begging for love to come knocking. But the truth is, love never arrives to the one who waits passively. It comes rushing to the one who dares to live as if it is already theirs. Acting married before you are married does not mean pretending or playing games. It means aligning your mind, your actions, and your expectations with the reality of being deeply loved, chosen, and committed. When you wear that state of being as naturally as your skin, it becomes impossible for life not to reflect it back to you. The world is a mirror, and it always returns what you show it. Think about it. When someone walks into a room, carrying themselves with confidence, warmth, and grace, people respond differently to them. The energy they radiate draws others in without effort. In the same way, when you live as if you are already a loving husband or a devoted wife, you radiate the frequency of belonging. You stop appearing needy, desperate, or uncertain, and instead, you move with assurance. That assurance whispers to the world, this person knows what love feels like, and the world sends love rushing to meet you. Acting married is not about desperation. It is about creation. It is the art of shaping your inner world so completely that the outer world has no choice but to follow. When you begin to live in the state of already chosen, your conversations shift. Your decisions are no longer small or insecure. They carry the weight of someone who has already been accepted. You walk into life not asking, will anyone pick me, but declaring through your energy, I am already picked, and I live like it. That declaration is magnetic. Let me remind you of a powerful truth. You cannot experience what you cannot imagine. If your mind cannot see you walking down the aisle, feeling the joy of a life partner, and creating a home filled with love, then your reality will never reflect it. But if your imagination is saturated with it, if you wake up feeling the gratitude of a husband or wife, if you fall asleep holding the sweetness of companionship in your heart, then the seeds are already planted. And like all seeds, they must grow. The soil of life cannot resist bringing to life what is consistently planted in thought. When you act married, you naturally shift how you treat yourself. You begin to care for your body as though you are someone's chosen partner. You build habits that strengthen your emotional maturity because you know love requires patience, kindness, and responsibility. You organize your life with the confidence of someone who has stability because you know your future includes sharing space, dreams, and responsibilities with another. This shift in self-respect and order creates a magnetic field around you. Suddenly, you stop attracting people who are casual or uncommitted because your energy is too aligned with permanence and loyalty. The most powerful part of this principle is that you don't have to tell anyone what you're doing. You don't need to announce, I'm acting married. It is silent, inward, and deeply personal. It is in the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, and the way you hold your head high. People will feel the difference without you saying a word. It will seem to them as if you already belong to someone. And ironically, that is what makes someone step forward to claim that role in your life. Understand this: loneliness does not attract marriage. Waiting does not attract marriage. Complaining about not having love does not attract marriage. What attracts marriage is living in the fullness of love before it even appears in your outer world. When you act as though you are already married, the vibration of completeness surrounds you. You are no longer a seeker. You are a receiver. You are no longer empty. You are overflowing. That fullness becomes irresistible because people are always drawn to wholeness. Consider how many people sabotage their future by acting single in their mind, even when they say they want a marriage. They live with doubt, fear, and insecurity. They entertain relationships that do not align with commitment. They speak words that confess loneliness instead of love. They imagine rejection instead of connection. What they do not realize is that every thought is a rehearsal for the life that will show up. If you rehearse being ignored, you will experience being ignored. If you rehearse being loved, you will experience being loved. The mind cannot help but build on the pictures you provide it. This is why I tell you, act married. Wake up tomorrow and imagine the comfort of a partner beside you. When you prepare a meal, prepare it with the thought of sharing. When you walk into your home, imagine it as a place of unity. When you pray, pray from gratitude, not from lack. These little shifts may seem invisible to others, but in the realm of energy, they are loud and undeniable. The universe does not ignore sincerity. Do not be deceived into thinking this is wishful fantasy. It is the most practical law of creation. Everything in your life was once a thought, a picture, a feeling, or an assumption you carried long enough to solidify. Your career, your friendships, your successes, and even your failures were first rehearsed in the unseen world of your mind. Marriage is no different. The one who acts married will always walk down the aisle faster than the one who simply waits and hopes. The beauty of this truth is that you do not have to force anyone or manipulate circumstances. You are not in the business of convincing others. You are in the business of embodying truth. Once you embody the truth of being married, the right person must appear, because creation works by law, not by chance. Life is compelled to match the state you live in. If you wear the state of marriage, life must bring you its physical counterpart. So I challenge you today, stop asking, when will love come? And start asking, how can I live as if love is already here? Start carrying yourself with the grace of a husband or wife. Start thinking as someone who already has a partner's support. Start choosing with the wisdom of someone who is building a future together. As you do, you will discover something incredible. You will no longer be waiting for love. Love will be waiting for you. And when that day arrives, you will look back and realize that the marriage began long before the vows were spoken. It began the moment you chose to act as if it was already yours. That was the day the world started shifting. That was the day doors opened. That was the day invisible forces began drawing two lives together. The altar is not where marriage begins. It is where marriage becomes visible. The real marriage begins in the unseen, in the quiet rehearsal of your inner world. And the one who dares to act as if they are already chosen, already loved, already secure, is the one who sees the dream step into flesh and bone faster than they ever imagined. So if you want the real marriage to arrive sooner, stop searching, stop waiting, stop doubting. Begin today to act married. Live from the certainty of love. Speak from the fullness of commitment, and carry yourself with the dignity of being chosen. For when you do, marriage will not be something you chase. It will be something that chases you. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you already live. As life responds not to desperate desire, but to confident embodiment. If you wish for marriage, while acting single in your thoughts, you push it further away. But if you rise each day with the certainty of already being chosen, the world bends to meet that conviction. Desires without embodiment remain daydreams, but embodiment converts them into destiny. Wanting is weak, but living as though it is already yours creates undeniable force. The state you carry is louder than any words you speak. People feel it, circumstances adjust to it, and life aligns with it. Your longing will never outweigh your living, because the world answers what you demonstrate. To live as though your marriage is real, is to invite it swiftly into form. Every glance, every action, and every thought must carry that fullness. You cannot play both sides, doubting in silence and believing in public. It must be real within you before it is ever real outside you. Acting married shifts your energy from lack to fulfillment. Most people cry over what they do not have, and that sorrow only multiplies absence. But when you embrace the state of already having love, you eliminate desperation. Fulfillment is magnetic. It whispers, this person is complete. That fullness does not repel others. It draws them closer. When you live from abundance, you no longer chase scraps of affection. Instead, you radiate the assurance that love is your birthright. That radiance stirs the right person to recognize you. Fulfillment is not a mask. It is a deep belief that creates harmony within you. When you walk in that harmony, you leave no room for doubt or fear. Life does not give to the needy. It gives to the convinced. And conviction born of fulfillment brings marriage sooner than endless wishing. Fulfillment is not about pretending. It is about choosing to be whole now. The world mirrors back the state you consistently embody. Every encounter, every relationship, every interaction reflects the image you project inwardly. If you project insecurity, you meet rejection. If you project certainty, you meet acceptance. Life cannot resist being your reflection. It has no power of its own. What you embody is what it echoes. This is why acting married is so powerful. It sets the mirror to show marriage. You no longer see delays or loneliness reflected, only partnership. The universe works by law, not chance, and the law is reflection. That is why the state of mind matters more than the situation outside. When you change the inner picture, the outer must obey. Consistency is key, because 1 day of faith and 6 days of doubt breeds chaos. But steady embodiment creates a steady reflection. The mirror never lies, and the mirror always answers. Love comes faster to those who stop waiting and start becoming. Waiting is passive. It signals uncertainty and lack. Becoming is active. It declares readiness. Those who wait complain. When will it happen? While those who become say, it has already begun. Life honors those who step into identity, not those who beg for timing. Becoming is a force, because it reshapes how you live each moment. It moves you from hesitation to action, from longing to living. Love cannot ignore someone who already embodies it. To wait is to delay, but to become is to accelerate. Each day you wait, you push destiny further away. Each day you become, you pull it closer into form. Waiting is a closed hand, but becoming is an open invitation. Marriage is not given to the passive, it is attracted to the prepared. And preparation is nothing more than living as though the promise is already true. Acting married creates self-respect, maturity and stability. When you see yourself as already chosen, your choices change. You no longer tolerate careless relationships or meaningless connections. Your standards rise because you see yourself as someone of value. Self-respect is the strongest magnet for commitment. It shows you are ready to give and receive loyalty. Maturity flows from this identity, because you stop chasing childish games. You cultivate patience, emotional wisdom, and responsibility. Stability follows naturally, because you build a life of order, not chaos. People notice this difference. They see you as reliable, strong, and trustworthy. Love thrives in such soil, because it needs stability to grow. Acting married makes you more attractive, not less, because you radiate security. The more you respect yourself, the more others are compelled to honor you. Self-respect unlocks the door to the respect of another. Wholeness attracts love. Emptiness repels it. Two broken halves do not make a whole. They create dependency and struggle. But when you are already whole, you invite another whole person to join you. Emptiness cries out for someone to fill it. But no one can complete what you refuse to complete within yourself. Wholeness, however, glows. It is the state of saying, I am enough, yet I choose to share. That energy is irresistible, because everyone desires a partner who stands firm in themselves. Wholeness means you no longer demand validation. You carry validation inside. It frees you from desperation and brings peace into your relationships. People are not drawn to need. They are drawn to abundance. And abundance of love within always overflows to love without. When you act married, you declare wholeness, and that wholeness attracts. Love cannot stay away from the one who already walks in completion. Every thought is a rehearsal for the reality that will manifest. The mind is not passive. It is the stage where your future is written. If you rehearse rejection, rejection comes. If you rehearse acceptance, acceptance follows. Every mental image is a seed planted in the soil of reality. The harvest may not come overnight, but it always comes. This is why daydreams of loneliness are dangerous. They rehearse what you don't want. But rehearsing love, partnership, and unity draws them closer. Acting married means rehearsing union so often that it feels natural. When the real person arrives, it is not surprising. It is familiar. You have already practiced being chosen, so being chosen flows easily. Rehearsals may seem invisible, but they are the groundwork of destiny. Life is the performance, but the mind is the rehearsal room. Gratitude for love now invites real love tomorrow. Gratitude is the language of abundance. When you thank life for what is not yet visible, you prove you trust it is coming. That trust unlocks the door for it to appear. Complaints build walls, but gratitude builds bridges. When you rise with thankfulness for a marriage that has not yet shown up, you accelerate its arrival. Gratitude is not denial. It is confidence in the unseen. It softens the heart, calms the mind, and keeps your energy high. A grateful spirit cannot be ignored by the universe, because gratitude radiates faith. Acting married is living in gratitude now, smiling at the love that feels so near. This attitude leaves no room for doubt, only space for fulfillment. The thankful heart always receives more to be thankful for. Gratitude is the secret magnet of all creation. Embodying commitment attracts committed partners. If you live casually, you attract casual love. If you live with seriousness and loyalty, you attract the same. Embodying commitment means you move with the spirit of forever, not for now. You show consistency, you demonstrate patience, and you hold yourself with dignity. That energy cannot be matched by those who are unstable. They will fall away, leaving only those who resonate with permanence. Commitment is a vibration, and those who live in it call forth others of the same frequency. People sense when someone is trustworthy without a word being spoken. They feel the stability, the loyalty, and the depth. That feeling draws them in, because true love desires safety. By embodying commitment, you make yourself a lighthouse for partners seeking the same, and soon the one who matches that commitment arrives unshaken. The altar doesn't create marriage. It reveals what already existed within. Standing before vows does not magically make love real. It only makes it visible. The inner union always comes first, and the outer ceremony is its shadow. This is why acting married is powerful. It starts the union long before the ring appears. By the time the ceremony comes, you already live the reality in your mind and spirit. The altar is the confirmation, not the beginning. Too many wait for an outer symbol before creating the inner truth, and so they never reach it. But the wise create inwardly first. They walk in union before they ever hold hands at the aisle. They know that reality begins unseen and only later becomes visible. The altar is not the magic. The mind is, and those who act married see the altar appear faster, because they already stood there within themselves.